Knight Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. Michael Knight, a young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Night, brought to you by the GCRN and Audible.com. I am one of your hosts, Steve Gio Mike, and joining me as always is Dion the Music Man. Hello.
Hello, sir. What is going on?
Oh, nothing. Just watching Knight Rider. Oh, boy. Watching Knight Rider, watching Bond movies, watching He-Man cartoons. Oh, my God. What about you? What's going on with you?
Oh, not much of anything. Just trying to get my state ID renewed. How fun that is.
Yeah.
Just sent for the birth certificate today, and so of course they say I have to wait 4 to 6 weeks. It'll probably be sooner, but trying to keep cool as it's too damn hot in this studio.
Yes, and today we're going to be going beyond the night and reviewing 3 more episodes from Knight Rider Classic Season 2. Hit the turbo boost, Kit.
In recent months, there's been a rash of car thefts. The bump and run is the latest technique.
Let's get out of here! You wanted to steal a car, and now you've stolen the ride of your lives.
Pennington's been stolen, Michael.
Can Carrie's car make it? If it does, it will be by the skin of its bumper.
There's my car!
Alright, first up today is Custom K.I.T.T. Kit is the bait in Michael's plan to trap a customized car thief. Suspects found at a traveling custom car show. Subplot: a couple of inept car thieves try to steal Kit with startling results. Oh boy.
This one's a bit interesting, but yet one of those episodes you can watch and go, okay, can we please throw that away?
No, I kind of disagree.
Not like as it.
I thought this was. I thought the plot in this one was a little bit more refreshing.
Well, when I say throw away, I don't mean as in, okay, this is a bad episode, let's never watch it again. Like, I mean, I wonder if a lot of them thought, is it, a lot of fans thought, okay, is this one of those episodes where we get bored really, real easily? I enjoyed it personally.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I wasn't getting bored. Besides, this outside of the continuity episodes, this is the first episode that actually had a unique plot that wasn't your average 80s, politician did it, or corrupt sheriff did it, or corrupt judge did it, or, all that stuff. But no, the overall plot in this one is Michael soups Kit up. And enters him into a custom car show to catch the car thieves who have already stolen other cars. Actually, wasn't Devon's, but Devon's Major Colonel, or whatever the hell his name is, Devon got his car stolen from him.
Right.
So that's another
the Pennington
point to this
Ascot.
One. Yeah, the Pennington Ascot. That's a really small car.
It is.
That's one of those hot rod car things. We sometimes, we have a custom car show here like once a year, and it'll be a custom car show, and then at another point in the year it'll be like a hot rod convention. Yeah. You have all those old hot rod cars coming into town, and it's like, oh wow, it's like transporting you to another time.
Ever seen any kits?
Nope, not in person, sadly.
No, so
Not here.
huh?
Not here. There was that time when I was 6 years old that I got to sit in
Right,
one,
but I
but
mean,
that doesn't count.
since then, have there been any other like custom kit cars?
I haven't seen any.
Really?
Not here in Louisville. I haven't. I don't go to the custom car shows that much anyway. But when I was, back when I was younger, when it was a big thing. I mean, it's still a big thing, but
It's not as
it's
big
not.
as it was.
Yeah, it's not as well. It's not as big to me as it was back then when I was young
Right.
and impressionable. Now I'm just old and crotchety.
The crotchety part I'll agree with. The growing.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right.
No.
Overall, the plot of this one was really well thought out. They kind of throw you a twist with one character, and then we find out it's the other character, so that was really good.
I agree. The twist on this plot was well done because it was kind of almost like a whodunit type thing. You
Yeah.
think one person did it, and then oh no, this person did it, and then you follow the second character that you think that that they say that that they did it. Oh no, well, this person didn't do it. The other person did. So you kind of have two car thieves that are stealing cars. And then, like you said, the subplot was two small-time car thieves trying to steal Kit. That was just funny.
An interesting fun fact for those of you who are major 80s fans like us, one of those car thieves, the one that was like, think of the cheerleaders.
Yeah, the New York accent.
The
New York.
The George to the other guy's Lenny, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was the guy from Beverly Hills Cop 2, Ace.
Get out!
Yeah, 3,000 credit cards in 3 hours. Get the fuck out of here!
Wow!
You get 3,000 cards in 3 hours. Yeah, the guy.
Thought it was him.
Yeah, that's the guy from '87. He got fat in 3 years, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That was not padding.
but that's the guy in the opening scene when Eddie Murphy is gonna go make his credit card bust, and he meets the guy Ace, and Ace is like, well, my cousin, etc., 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 my nephew. But that's him.
That's funny.
I recognized him immediately. Very awesome.
Same accent?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's great.
Same accent and everything. He just got a little fatter over the last between 83 and 87.
Knight Rider didn't pay him enough.
Apparently not.
Who was the other guy?
I don't know.
How you doing, pal?
I'm doing just as you asked, Michael. Snapping pictures of every woman who walks by. I feel absolutely ludicrous, like a second-rate spy in a B movie.
It's gotta be done.
All right, so let's turn the scanners on for Custom Kit. I love that they are now including the semi in everything, even the whole language of the show. And it's like, well, we'll meet Devin and April at the semi, or we'll rendezvous at the semi, etc., etc.,
Right.
etc. Normally, it just showed, like before this episode. Normally, it just kind of showed up, and either Michael and Kit were already in it, or they were about to drive into it, etc., etc., etc. But he actually says, we'll meet you at the semi, Devin, or whatever it was that he said. And I do like that they're including it in the lingo of the show.
It makes them more mobile, because that's what it is the Foundation mobile unit. So they're not just sitting, because what was it? They were just sitting in a house.
Yeah.
Kind of a house type set, and then
the Foundation itself is a house as far as the setting goes for that.
And then then you had the older truck, the older mobile unit, which was
hardly ever used, thank God.
Yeah, and now you have this one.
Yeah. Finally, an episode dealing in all cars. Yay. This episode is unique to most of the other quote-unquote generic Knight Rider episodes, and that's why I like it so much. And I love Michael's line, if the thief isn't interested in selling me a car, maybe he'd like to steal one.
Maybe he'd like to steal one.
And they go through the whole process of souping Kit up and putting all these which again, you would think
Bonnie got mad when he was putting the decals on.
Well,
Not
I don't
real,
mind
not
it.
like really mad, but just like, because you see, and we'll talk about this later, but when she's trying to remove all of the decals that Michael put on there, because he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Removing all these decals you've defaced Kit with."
Well, right, in season 1, when they had to use them for Sammy's stunt thing, the 5S's in Sammy's stunt show Spectacular, Michael, put all the stars on him and everything else, and Kit objected then, and then Michael was like, "Oh, would you rather be painted a different color, etc., etc., etc.?" And he's like, "Keep pasting, Michael." And it's the same thing here. He objects to being, souped up and designed on when Kit's character should have moved past that by now. I think.
I agree. Yeah, I agree because you would think you don't want to wear out a formula.
Yeah,
you really don't want to. You don't want to wear out a formula. It's like, okay, we've done this once. Let's not go back to that again. Let's do something else.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? What'd you like about this one?
I liked the fact that we actually saw. I would think, if I remember correctly, we saw some more stunts in this one.
We did.
We saw more stunts. I liked the fact that Kit took the thieves on a joyride. Oh.
Want to steal a car? You're going to get the ride of your lives.
That was just too funny. Again, Kit gets to be a star in his own right.
Yep. Very awesome. Anything else you liked about this one?
The after they get out of the car.
Yeah.
Hector, you'll carry it this time. When Kit takes him back to the toolbox, and the guy's like, Hector, and he's like, you'll carry it this time, and he grabs the toolbox, and Kit's like, goodbye, and you see Ace, the guy that I don't know what his name is in this one, but
I know you're talking about.
You see him in this one. I'm going.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was great.
Yeah, you don't steal the Knight Industries 2000. You just don't.
No, it's not. It's by law. It's not allowed.
No. By legacy, it's not allowed. The hell with law. By legacy, it's not allowed.
In essence, it's its own car alarm.
That's very true.
Well, looks like the amateurs didn't do too much damage, huh?
Michael, I am more than capable of solving most problems, intelligently and scientifically.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do?
Scared their socks off.
All right, let's turn the scanners off. I didn't write anything down about this one. I just enjoyed it a little too much, I think. I thought it was a really good one of those. It's a great episode, but it's not like my top, I would say, even in my top 20, because most of my top 20 is a lot of the continuity-based episodes. Right. But overall, a very, very enjoyable episode. If I wanted to, just, a good, regular, great Knight Rider episode, I'd turn this on. Did you have anything that you didn't like about it?
I don't have anything either. Agreeing with you again, this was an enjoyable episode. But I will say, like you, it's not in my top 20.
I mean, there wasn't even any real nitpicks I could think of.
No, because I watched it and I'm like, I can't complain about this one.
Yeah,
I can't complain about it. There's nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
So good episode overall.
We are going to be moving on.
The fact is, Kit is gone and we've got to get him back.
You control the car, don't you?
Devin, I felt something in here. Kit's presence.
Can you forget about the records and take a look at this face, please?
I told him that he couldn't see her anymore.
Sounds like brainwashing to me.
That's exactly what it is.
I want you to stop Knight in person.
What do you mean?
Kill him.
Kit, that's our car, and nobody's driving it.
Up next is Soul Survivor.
Oh, dear.
A computer whiz, played by Brian Robbins, cracks Kit's programming and erases the memory. Forcing Michael to battle his own car. Kid is boxed for portability in another car. Oh boy, I know you're gonna have problems with this. I don't have. I have one issue with it. I have one issue with
I
it.
have
but
several.
Yes, but overall,
Oh, la 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 la. I'll save them
the,
for Scanners Off. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. What did you think of the? Because the plot in this is they want to.
It's brainwashing. Period.
Well, it's brainwashing, yes, but the chick wants to, and I'm not going to say the chick is just yet, but the chick wants to rob some guy's art collection from him.
Yes.
Essentially, is essentially what this plot is. I mean, there's really nothing I can say other than that, and it's kind of like our introduction to this character. So I mean, honestly, I liked it. I thought the stunts were pretty cool in this one.
No, I will agree there. Stunts were great.
Yeah. Well, the stunts are always great, but I thought in this one they did them really well, and I thought the reactions were done very well.
Yeah,
the
timing on the stunts.
Yeah.
Has actually been better in a lot of the KR episodes than I've seen anyway.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It depends on how tough he is.
How tough he is? You're talking about a computer.
Yeah, but he's got a personality.
I am the Knight Industries 2000. My serial number is Alpha Delta 227529. I am unauthorized to allow access to my central processing unit.
All right, so let's turn the scanners on. Whoa, even that music entranced me. Holy crap, that's some awesome music there, Don Peak. See, I got it right. Damn it.
I'm still waiting for the call that he's going to give you.
No. Overall, I really love the episode. I thought it was very strange seeing Adrian before Goliath returns, though.
Yep, played by Ann Turkle.
Yep.
I did find that very odd.
Yeah.
You know, because you'd think that would have been an afterthought.
Yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't even.
Well, no, it wouldn't really, because they're, well, okay,
they're
even
setting her up to come back later.
Goliath, she'll come back later as Adrian, but she would not be talking about taking over K.I.T.T this time. In Goliath Returns.
Right.
We'll talk about that later. But
but
it's like, okay, really? Okay.
When we get to the episode where we do cover, when we get to the episode of the podcast when we do cover Goliath Returns, I'll bring this up there again. I think they used Soul Survivor to set her up as a character, because I believe and again, I'm not trying to skip ahead, but if I remember correctly, in Goliath Returns, either Devin or Michael or April or someone says, "Oh, Adrian's back," because someone says that, and then someone also says, "How did she get out of jail so fast?" etc., etc., etc. Because at the end of this one, she supposedly goes to jail.
That was when she was captured, because Devin recognized her and he says, "Adrian Mako," and April says, "I thought you were in prison." And we'll talk about that later, but we'll also see.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This episode,
it's a setup.
Right. As much as I know when we turn the scanners off that you're going to have issues with it, this episode is to set her up to become what she is in the Goliath Returns two-parter. So, did you have anything good to say about this one?
It's really kind of hard to find a good note to say about this one, because, okay, I think one of the things, and I know we've covered this in all episodes of KR.
Yeah.
For the season 1 especially. Michael finds a damsel in distress. He stops, tries to help, which is normal, okay? But and then which is normal. He does help, but then in the Scanners Off, which I'll cover more. I'll cover some more stuff. Where the plot thickens? I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way. The plot thickens.
I find it really interesting, and I know this isn't I know this isn't possible, I don't think, but in early, like, was it the early '90s? Yeah. Um, not even not the early '90s. When the hell was its stupid album released?
What?
Every when I was going back and looking at when I was going back and watching this episode, and I saw Ann Turkle for the first time, I thought
She's a
that
singer.
well, yeah, but I thought that originally. Not the MTV. I thought originally, just watching this one again, I thought that she was the. I thought she was the complete doppelganger for Mariah Carey before Mariah went blonde. No, seriously. If you
Oh
go back
my
and look
God.
at, no, I'm dead serious.
Why?
Because if you go back and you look at, I'm trying to find the stupid album cover for it so I can see it. Um, Mariah Carey's debut album. It's her in like brown curly locks.
Yes.
Cover.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say that Adrian reminds me of her because it's the same kind of hairstyle and everything else.
Kind of funny.
But I'm dead
But I know what
serious.
you're talking about. I do remember that album cover. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And he's heading right for us.
Then I suggest we move quickly.
You know something? I don't much care for being on this end of things.
That makes two of us.
So let's turn these scanners off. Before we get to that, though, I do have to point out that her Mariah Carey's debut album, self-titled debut album in 1990, that image of her on the cover, just when I rewatched this episode for the first time in God knows how long, I was like, hey, Ann Turkle is kind of like an older version of Mariah Carey if she wouldn't have gone blonde. All right, so I only have one issue. He has several, I'm sure. So I'm going to go ahead and get mine out of the way. Well, how old is Randy? Yikes, she's robbing the cradle there.
Yeah, he's about 16, 17.
Yeah, 16, 17. She's like 29, 30.
At least.
All right,
Talk
so
about
what don't you like about Soul Survivor?
Where should I begin? First of all,
at the beginning.
Well, that's obvious. First of all, you hypnotize Michael. You put on this this siren song. He's trying to fight her, fight off the frequencies. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Then we find that Randy is able to talk to Kit through a computer. He's trying to access the CPU. That doesn't work. Randy actually overrides the CPU, gets control of the car. We find Michael outside of the house trying to contact Kit. Kit doesn't respond, obviously. Should I keep going?
I mean, I thought it was a damn good episode. I don't see...
I mean, you throw the CPU in a trash can when that's part of the damn car.
He is a kid. Well, he is a kid, and they could not gain access to the CPU.
Okay, but then you also see a scene later, and this is where they screwed up, where she says, there's David and Anne, Michael and Adrian are standing there talking, and she says, let me have the CPU for 24 hours and I'll let you have the car back intact. And he says, why, are you having a little trouble without it? She says, no, but it would simplify things. All right, if it would simplify things, why the hell did you get rid of the CPU in the first damn place?
Well, okay, but maybe that's not necessarily Ann Turkle's fault in the script lining, because maybe it was, if they rewrote it a little bit to say, give me access to the CPU or allow me to have access to it for 24 hours, meaning essentially that she wants them to unlock it because they couldn't.
They couldn't unlock it.
I almost said Nicholas, and that's from Knight and Nerd. Oh, God. Randy couldn't unlock the Night Industries 2000 CPU. So when she said that to Michael, what I got off of that was that she was asking him to make sure the ship was unlocked so they could use it. That's what I got off of it. Yes, I will say it's a little bit of a wonky line. It should have been rewritten to convey better.
But then you also find out that he has a laser.
Yeah, but we knew he's
No. Okay, I understand that. But what I'm saying is he finds out that Kit has a laser, so we don't really need the CPU to figure that out.
Right.
Basically what I'm getting at, all in all, so I don't spend a lot of time in Scanners Off, is later on we find out that he can access a lot of things without the CPU.
Right.
That's my whole thing. And obviously Kit is not allowed to, give access to the CPU, as you hear him say, his serial number and that type of thing. So why, I guess, and maybe this is just a question to any KR fan out there that has seen this show, or even you, TFG, why would you ask for, and I mean you covered it, but maybe you can cover it a little more deeper. Why would you ask for a CPU knowing that you got rid of the CPU and you have to put it in a TV set?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, you think about it. You get rid of a CPU, then you turn around, the villain turns around, asks the person who drives the car for the CPU. That means you're having trouble without it. I mean, you're having trouble without the CPU trying to figure out what the functions do.
Yeah. Well, he eventually learned, but thankfully he, double-crossed her.
Right.
But anyway.
Near the end, yes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a whole lot of issues. Those are just my issues. Like, okay, some of the script was written backwards.
Yeah, it was. I will agree to that.
Some of the script was backwards. But other than that, I mean, overall, it was a good episode. It was just some of the script was written backwards. Think before you write, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we're going to move on to the next episode.
Kid, I need you.
Grady Callan is going to try and kill you.
Somebody stop that guy! Used to be a lot of Callans in this town.
Round out is the only one that matters.
I'm going to have to take you in, boy.
Now, wait a minute. Where I'm from, nobody takes you in. That's where the ticket...
You ain't where you're from, boy.
I'm quite incapacitated.
Oh my God, what have they done to you?
Cajuns are nothing but animals.
We're both gonna be a lot safer when we get out of here. You don't expect me to play baked guinea pig in this oversized microwave, do you?
What's a little heat, Michael?
There's no other way we can get her out of there.
And finally up today, we have Ring of Fire. Michael battles to protect a Cajun woman from her vengeful husband in a Louisiana bayou.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as of this recording, I have just watched Roger Moore as James Bond in Live and Let Die. This episode is essentially a short version of Live and Let Die.
You too? You got that same synopsis?
Yeah, pretty much, because the whole Louisiana thing, the whole, voodoo thing and everything else, I was like, I just spent 2 hours watching Live and Let Die. Why am I going to spend another 30 minutes watching a short version of it?
Because the 30-minute version is more forgiving.
Yeah. So there's that. Okay.
I don't really know where to begin with this episode because...
Good.
Well, I don't know where to really begin with this episode because... I mean, true, okay, we have a plot here. It's kind of... It's an interesting plot, but yet... we're going back to the corruption and, okay, there's killing. There's obviously that. But we're going back to the corruption thing again. Really?
Oh, I am glad that the priest didn't die.
No.
Because at first,
I agree, but I'm saying we're going back to the corruption thing again.
Well, I will say
that's
that,
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I will say that Cajun Chick was a better actress than Roberta!
Like Angie, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I hate to say I agree.
All right, so we're gonna get on over to the scanners.
I really don't like this, Michael.
Come on, pal. What's a little heat, huh?
Temperatures exceeding 600 degrees is hardly a little heat.
You're vulnerable to sustained heat. We're trying to make you invulnerable.
Exactly. In theory, the pyroclastic lamination that April's designed for you should keep you as cool as a cucumber up to 800 degrees. In theory.
In theory? How comforting.
Look, kid, it's like taking your vitamins or getting a shot, buddy. It's good for you.
So is this. The invitation calls for formal wear.
What's this?
Well, we're testing man and machine. Or if you prefer, man in machine.
You don't expect me to play baked guinea pig in this oversized microwave, do you?
What's a little heat, Michael? It's just like taking your vitamins.
I hated taking my vitamins.
So let's turn these scanners on. I love April's flirtiness. So awesome. I love me some April.
Rebecca's so sweet.
Yeah, that's so awesome. That's probably the best part about this episode is the beginning with the whole fire testing and man in car and all that and everything else. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And the dog fight. The dog fight was intense.
Between the dogs and Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs kind of had him outnumbered.
Well, 3-1, yeah.
I mean, Kid is just sitting there, kind of like, oh. Okay.
Well, Kid can't do anything. He got stuck in the swamp water or whatever.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, because
because they got the tree knocked on him.
He heard some dogs, and he's like, "Hey, over here!" And then they start attacking him.
Yep. Which then would then lead to the dogs loving Kid at the end and jumping on Kid at the end and everything else. That was so great. What'd you have for good points on this one?
Actually, the ending where Michael and her ex-husband are fighting.
Yeah.
You know what, boy? You just don't have that killing instinct. And they start fighting. And then after Michael knocks him around a few times, Michael brings him up. You know what, boy? You're damn lucky I don't. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was kind of I liked that because it was kind of that was good. That fight scene was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was one of the good things I liked about it. Let's see, what else? Kit spitting out blank pieces of paper. Really? We can't get that fixed?
Apparently not.
Seriously? Let's see. Kit not being sure what direction they're traveling in. Oh boy, we have a problem here. Let's see. And another one would be Kit being technical despite the fact of how damaged he is with water.
Yeah. That was pretty good too.
Those are my moments.
Let's turn the scanners off. Great, another Corrupt Town episode. God, this episode is boring. Okay, I might get some flack for this, but
you do for me.
Shut up. As everyone knows, if those of you who've been listening to Geekcast Radio Network for a number of years, I'm not a violent person at all whatsoever, unless I absolutely have to be.
Right.
And I don't believe in domestic violence and all this and all that and everything else. But this is essentially Knight Rider's domestic violence, domestic abuse episode. It is. Look at the plot. The plot: Michael battles to protect a Cajun woman from her vengeful husband. That's a domestic disturbance thing. That really is.
Well, yeah, okay, I can see your point. And then in one of the scenes where you see the guy with the gun, Cray, I think that was his name.
Yeah.
Nearly shooting her and Michael. Michael having to protect her. So yeah, I could see that. Yeah, kind of a domestic violence thing. That does make sense. That does.
Yeah, well,
go ahead.
I just don't like an '80s show or any TV show. Like this. Well, I don't like it when they take domestic violence like lighthearted. I mean, okay, it's not a lighthearted episode at all, but it's just like, hey, I have to go be knight in shining armor and save this chick from her husband. And that's the entirety of the episode. That's why I just found myself just...
Yeah.
I almost fell asleep watching the damn thing. It was so boring. That's not a subject a Knight Rider episode should be. What did you have for Scanners Off?
I agree with what you're saying, kind of the domestic violence thing. The cop didn't have to kick the light to make the light flash.
No, Kit did that.
No, not the front light, the back.
Yeah, Kit did that.
See, I thought it was one of those stunt shots where...
You're talking about when they pull Michael over and say you got a busted tail light?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cop kicked it.
The cop kicks the light.
Cop kicked it. Nothing happened.
Right.
Nothing happened at first, and then the light flashed. Kit had to have done that because there's no way in hell. We've seen it in the past, this season and in season 1. There's no way in hell someone goes up and kicks Kit's tail light, and it just
doesn't flash
on its. Kit had to have consciously done that with the light because there's no way in hell one kick or one tire iron or anything. We've seen how indestructible Kit is to regular, everyday, generic humans.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell him kicking the back of Kit made that light malfunction. Kit did that on his own.
See, and that's why I was wondering if that was a stunt shot or if that was just something Kit did. Because we haven't, we haven't seen that again when cops pull him over.
Yeah. I think it was something Kit did subconsciously to say, oh, hey, my lights work fine.
So here it is.
Yeah. What else didn't you like?
Wow. The fact that we're driving through a swamp. I mean, I know, okay, it's bayou country. I understand that.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to. It's almost like you have to push Kit out to get him going.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, they tried that with the grappling hook, and that tree wasn't that sturdy.
No. They kind of found that out the hard way. Yeah. That's really pretty much it for me. But I going back to the domestic violence thing, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's essentially what this episode is.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's something that Knight Rider should have tackled. I mean, there's not a lot of these 80s action shows really tackled anything that was like, you're not going to get, oh, hey, kids, you might get, don't do drugs or, don't do this, don't do that, but you're not going to get something like you got in the 90s with like Beverly Hills 90210 where they did an entire arc on Kelly or whoever.
Right.
Being addicted to something. You're not going to get that here in Knight Rider. It's not supposed to be that kind of show.
No, it isn't.
I think honestly, if this episode didn't exist, or if something else generic was in its place, it would have been fine. This is essentially interchangeable with any other generic plot, except the fact that it's a domestic violence plot, and I just don't think they should have done it.
I agree.
I don't even think it should have been made. No. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. You're going to hear some other KR quotes and all that good stuff and some ads for our other podcasts, and we'll be back to close the show after this.
Kid?
Yes?
Shut up.
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free use and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear Geekcast Radio, you'll have a chance to win money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. During registration, hit the promo code BOX and enter Geekcast Radio, all one word, to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episodes of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand, no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code Geekcast Radio when you register.
Movie Week in Review is the Geekcast Radio Network's weekly movie podcast. Steve and Mike take a look back on their favorite films and give you their thoughts. They also bring in co-hosts at times. If you are a movie buff, listen to M-Wire only on geekcastradio.com.
Welcome to a collaboration between the Geekcast Radio Network and the Pop Culture Network. This is From the Command Center, the podcast. I am your host, Steve Joe and Mike from the GCRN, and joining me is Zordon himself. Scotty Cash.
That's right, Scotty Cash from the Pop Culture Network, and today we're introducing you to the audio version of From the Command Center, the podcast that will entail our intake on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the episodes, the seasons, and all that other good stuff.
Do you like retro shows? Did you grow up in either the 80s or the 90s? Then tune into Telecast, GeekCastRadio.com's newest podcast. Join us here on the Telecast as we revisit some of your favorite shows, such as Clarissa Explains It All, Salute Your Shorts, Saved by the Bell, and much, much more, only on GeekCastRadio.com.
Kid? Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
You listeners of Beyond the Night, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. Use audibletrial.com/geekcastradio. Whoops. All right, so final thoughts on the episodes today. What are your final thoughts on Custom K.I.T.T?
Custom K.I.T.T, I have to give a 5.
Yep. What about Soul
Survivor? It's hard. That's really hard because I can't really give it a 4.5 because I can see where Adrian, Margot, and Turkle is first introduced in this, so I do have to give it a 5 there. I have to give it a 5 for the script synopsis. I have to give it a 4.5. Only because it was just written backwards. But that was it. Other than that, good episode. Yeah. Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. 4.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Custom K.I.T.T, I give a 5. I thought it was a really good episode. It's an episode I can come back to. Custom K.I.T.T is kind of like Topaz Connection for me. It's one of those ones that I can watch, at any time just for sheer enjoyment. Soul Survivor, I give a 5 overall because I just really enjoyed it. Yes, there are a couple of nitpicks, and yes, there is the age difference thing, but I can kind of overlook that because it is essentially Adrian's introduction.
Right.
Ring of Fire, I give it a 1.
Oh!
I don't...
Like I said, wow!
I there's a couple of moments, I think, in that episode where Kid had some good quotes and lines and stuff like that, but I just don't think that they should have done a domestic violence episode.
Yeah.
I just don't. It has. I give it a 1 for that reason, for what the episode is, not necessarily what happens in the episode. Mm-hmm. I just don't think they should have done that. So, yeah, I agree.
I agree.
All right. So you want to tell everybody about your other love?
Yeah, my other love is broadcasting, as you guys will know, and soon, yes, soon, you will see links. Sky106.net, www.sky106.net. I do a show on Saturdays from 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern called DJ Music Man's Mayhem. I play a little bit of old school jazz, R&B, pop, and anything else I can find in between. I also have a blog. I'm not going to give the URL because I always confuse.
It'll be in the post.
Yeah, I always confuse myself with the URL, but you will see the blog's link in the post. You will also see sky106.net in the post as well. So you can check us out over there. Check me out over there. You can also add us to MSN on Sky 106. You can also follow us on Twitter. So don't forget to check that out. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter personally, TFG1 Mike now has my personal Twitter page. And if you guys would like to follow me over there, it is the Music Man 08, TheMusicMan 08. Let me know how you got the Twitter name. If you have any questions for KR, let me know, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on each and every episode post. Email us, feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter. The show name there is at Beyond the Night. Mine is TFG1 Mike. You can also follow at Geekcast Radio for all the other network updates. Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from Knight Rider Classic Season 2, those being Nightmares, Silent Night, and Knight in Shining Armor. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with
Beyond the Music Man 08.
And we're going to close the show slightly differently this week, so you'll have to stay tuned. See you next week.
Quite a place you got here.
Oh, thank you. I'm an art dealer. I love having beautiful things around me. Art and music. 2 of the 3 essential ingredients in my life. I want you to hear something. A new sound from a group in Europe.
Michael Knight, a lone crusader in a dangerous world, the world of the Knight Rider.